Hey yo, how's it going, boys? What is up? So it's back once again, and today's video is gonna be a little bit different because I'm not exactly doing it on stream for once. Wow, who would have thought? But yeah, I wanted to do something like maybe a little bit more types of videos like this, maybe just so it can help you guys a little bit better in some way because I'm pretty sure a lot of you definitely needs as much help as you can get when it comes to like getting into your Granblue Fantasy in the first place. What is the best weapon in the game? Or easily one of the best or most important weapon to get in the game, which is essentially farmable, is not pay to win? None of that. What is it? It is simply called the Dark Opus. And the reason why, that is because it's a very, very simple reason really. It's because you get so much raw damage and it's scalable with your summons. And it also gives you a huge chunk of extra cap, auto cap, charge attack cap, skill cap, and last but not least, chain burst cap. These main four is really, really helpful. And then then the final skill, all right, the final skill, because you get 3 weapon skills. I'm pretty sure you can see on the screen by now. Yeah, the last and final skill, it is customizable to your liking. You can pretty much put whatever you want, whichever you feel like slotting in for that given situation. It is very, very versatile. It is easily one of the craziest things you can get in, 2024, I guess, to put it simply. So you can get like stamina, you can get enmity, you can get majesty, you can even get like the crazy chain that you can exchange from balial materials, which you can easily just kind of leech now. But you can also get like Freya's buff, which is technically we kind of label it as like a summon kind of thing because it's kind of originated from there, because you get literally the same function as Freya's summon call thing, which you get the idea. I'm pretty sure you'll see it on the screen right now. It's already all there. With such a powerhouse of a weapon, you must be thinking, oh, maybe this weapon is gonna be really, really hard to get, which in all honesty it kinda is. I'll try to boil it down to the point where it's a little bit more like digestible in some way. Hopefully, if not, well, I'll try my best to help you in on stream or wherever. Alright, hello. So we are now in game. I'm gonna use little brother's account to kind of simulate it a little bit, just because I can't really show you in my main account since I already got everything. So I'll try to show it a little bit, just so you can see where to get it, and how to get materials and whatnot, where to start basically. Alright, so what you want to do in your main page, all you need to do is see the menu here, the top right corner. You just click here and you go to the shop. What's under the shop? You go under treasure trade here. You click treasure trade, and then you go under weapons, and then all you need to do is make sure you click under high difficulty, and then you go under Dark Opus. Once you go into the Dark Opus, and then you get to see a list of the opuses. So there are 2 of each, so I'm just gonna briefly mention there are differences on each of these. It basically means that one of them are for primal / normal mods, and the other one is for Magna / Omega mods. So like for prime example, like right now, this one is for primal. This you can actually see just by looking at the name. So like this is for primal, this one is for Magna, this one's primal again, Magna, primal, Magna, primal, Magna. So but if you're still like confused on like which is which, I highly suggest you to check the wiki page for Dark Opuses, because they have a very, very thorough guide for this as well, so you can actually go read there if you don't really want to watch my video. But just to point out again, like for those who are not familiar, the differences in terms of primal mods or normal mods versus Magna is actually very, very, very simple. So like for Magna mods, you always get to see these Omega icon here. So this means that it's boostable. Like this will be boostable by Magna summons. Okay, so like the Ahmad, Chef, Colossus, or so on and so forth. And then for normal mods / primal mods, you get to see like stuff like these, where it says there's like literally no icon on it. Yeah, so all these are the ones that can be boosted by primal summons. So like since we are in fire right now, this is boostable by Agni. And then there's other primal summons like Zeus, Hades, Titan, so on and so forth. Okay, let me just pick one out. Okay, so this is the requirements of the just to buy the said weapon. Okay, I'm just gonna briefly mention like where to get each of them, like each individual materials, just so I can give you a bigger picture and well, mostly like my point of view on where is a better place to grab them. Okay, so for quartz is actually very simple. Quartz, you get them by reducing all of your summons. So the easiest way for you to get summons is obviously just farming, just doing like your Magna 1s, Magna 2s. They actually drop you a lot of the summons, and also not to mention like the Guild War, the any form of like boxing events, like the new story events. Those ones will always give you lots and lots of quartz as well. But usually the main thing you get, most of these, all these fodders and whatnot, all comes from Guild War or Unite and Fight, used to say. And the reason why is that they drop like each box and or each time you mash like EX plus or whatnot, they always give you dupes of like the said summon. Let me just swap over to Big Bro and you'll see what I mean by that. Alright, back onto Big Bro, you get to see like all this random stuff that you can easily obtain from Guild Wars. So all these stuff, all this SSR stuff, you can usually just ignore them. You can just really just reduce them. Yeah, you can just reduce them and then they'll just give you this set elemental quartz. So it's really determined based on what element the set summon that you're really reducing. Okay, so I'm reducing a dark summon, so I'm getting dark quartz. So in other words, in order for you to get like any other elements, you just follow everything else. Okay, hopefully that's clear enough. Alright, so I'm back here in Dark Opus once again. So for the weapon stones, these are what we call usually weapon stones. All these are very similar to this as well. In order for you to get them is to reduce weapons associated to the name. So if you want to get X stone, for example, all you need to do is reduce any form of axes, like SR axes or SSR axes. Yeah, so you want to get a lot of them, you also just do events, and then you also can get a lot of these very easily from Sandbox. The reason why is that Sandbox has like a really huge chunk of drop rate when it comes to weapons. You get them very easily, especially when you do any form of these. Same goes for Mundus. Yeah, you just do just do anyone, just farm anywhere, and you just get like a huge chunk, especially if you have the drop rate thingy up whenever you do these. I know little brother doesn't have it and available right now, but the moment you clear them, you get like a little pop-up. I'll probably put it on right now on the screen on Big Brother. You get to see that said thing where you kill them, they'll buff it up. Right, when you buff it up, you get better drops and stuff. Yeah, so it helps you in the long run. And then last but not least are these shadow substance. This shadow substance is very easy. You just need to go do the normal version of Fa, and yeah, you can just click on here and then it'll tell you where. So basically normal Fa, well, he's called Fa, but yeah, in English the mission names are Dark Rapture. You just need to do the normal version of this and you get plenty of these. These ones, this mission do have a blue chest. So if you do have, I think you do usually do like around 700k honors, you should be able to get a blue chest. In other words, you get the smaller one of these. Let me show you real quick. So you get you get all these small dark residue, and 5 of these kind of equivalent into one of these. So usually that's, yeah, as you can see here, 5 of these, you can get one of these. So it's actually very easy to farm them. It's just that the problem is that maybe it's a little bit slow if you want to do them, so just keep that in mind. Okay, but it's actually very easy to get. Alright, we're gonna go grab the Magna version for fire, because why not? Alright, I'm just gonna go grab it. Okay, alright, so the next one, you want to upgrade it further, right? For obvious reasons, you want to upgrade, but first I think we need to grab some of these. Alright, So another one, in order for us to upgrade, is we need more of these. So you guys know where that is already. This one is also very straightforward. So for this particular silver centrum, this is the name of the item, by the way. Silver centrums are actually quite easy to get as well, especially if you're already farming this, because the said guy that does this, so as you can see, I'm just gonna go back to that said quest directly because apparently it doesn't let us check from here. So if we go to that quest directly, so as you can see, Dark Rapture here, if you go here, if you go click on the drop items, he has it too. And this one is actually very somewhat on a easier side to get from him as well. So I'm pretty sure eventually you're gonna get some from this guy as well. But if not, he does this set silver centrums drop from multiple sources as well. So I'm just gonna pull up a little from wiki here just so you can briefly see where you can actually get them. So as you can see on the screen here, there's multiple ways for you to get it. There's one from the normal Grand Order, which I don't really suggest at all because you only tend to get it from shared chest. The Grand Order HL can be obtained as well, so definitely one of the ways to do it, because this is usually very, very active, just because that people tend to farm this for gold bars. And then there's also Primal Rigs. Primarch Raids are also not too bad to get because it's also providing you a lot of other materials that you can use to improve your progress as well. And because those materials that you get from that said Primarch Raids are providing you the some of the materials that you need to upgrade your other said things. So it's definitely advisable to get some of these as well. And then Rose Queen, usually I wouldn't really suggest it too much, but it's okay. The Malice Raids and Menace Raids are okay as well. And then the Ultimate Baha, you also need to farm a lot of these as well. Highly suggested to do these as well, along with this, because this one is basically your daily, supposedly daily host of gold bars, because that's where you usually try to hopefully hope that you get your gold bar, right? Because you get relatively an okay rate from your host chest if you're hosting this for your gold bars, but this is not what we're talking about, okay? And then the other thing you could also get is you can also get them from Skyleap points. Yeah, so because Skyleap points is definitely one of those things I would really suggest to get them from as well, because Skyleap shop, the point shop, is one of those things where you can just stock up like ridiculous amounts very, very easy. So the reason why I also want to point that out is that here I'm just going to go back into Little Bro again. Alright, so in a Skyleap point shop, if you didn't know how to get in here, it's actually a little bit confusing, because all you need to do is go to the shop again when you see Zero's stupid face here, and all you need to do is click on other trades and then Skyleap point shop. And the reason why I say it's actually really good is because if you just use if you do log in to Skyleap on your phone or your emulator, whichever you use, it'll basically all you need to do is do your daily skips, and you eventually just stock out on points very, very easily. And then if you haven't claimed a single thing, like as Lil Bro here, you get a weapon ticket here. It has 3 of them right now, and these character weapons basically give you guaranteed a brand new character from what I remember. So yeah, it's actually very, very helpful. And all these stuff you see, you can pretty much just pick whatever you want when whichever you need, like half elixirs, yeah, you need CP, like I mentioned a lot of times, CP and rupees. If you're missing a lot of them, just grab from this. There's no shame in that. Skyleap points help you a lot when it comes to all these miscellaneous materials, so make sure you use that. So you could actually just grab Silver Centrum from that too, so it's very, very helpful. Okay, all right, next, so for these champion merits, not the supreme merits and the legendary merits, this red and brown toilet paper, we usually call them, all these are also very, very easily obtainable, because you can actually just do like I said earlier, your Ultimate Baha, like your Akasha, your Grand Order. All these main like gold bar farming raids are very, drops them like candy. They drop them all the time. Yeah, even like Proto HL as well, where you can actually just access them literally after when you hit rank 101. It's super easy to get them. Just do them, and then you're just eventually gonna get plenty of them. So if you don't know which I'm talking about, you can just go here Wings of Terror. There, you click on them. Wow, you can get gold bar. Oh, login, dude. Yeah, so you get plenty of these. Very, very helpful. And then not like any of these, just gives you plenty of them, right? See all the toilet papers you need, and then lucky. Do keep in mind that all these are all from Blue Chest, okay? Yeah, same goes for this as well. Same thing. Yeah, you can get all the toilet papers. Yeah, even this is from your daily host. You can get them as well. So, okay. Very, very easy for you to get them. These are super, super simple. All right, next we have elemental urns. So these, now since we are in fire weapon, these elemental urns are very, very easy to obtain. Really, really easy, especially when we have MagFest or Magna Fest, we usually call it. So whenever we have like half AP off or whatever, usually since now it's over, unfortunately, they usually will have like a big button here which says that you get extra bonuses materials. So what usually they consist of is Magna I, Magna HL, dragons, and then Enites as well. And the reason why I say that is because you get even more when that time comes, and you want to do those when that time comes. But now, since there's none of those, all you want to do is that my suggestion is that you want to farm them. All you can do is just go to the dragons. The dragons raid, drop them relatively often. Yeah, they drop them very, very often. And then if you're lucky enough, you can get sand. So it's a big win-win, right? And then same goes to Enites as well. Enites do give them as well. They are not guaranteed, mind you. They're not guaranteed, but they are fairly common in here. And unfortunately, I do have to say that Enites are relatively dead for the most part, because not a lot of people really bother with Enites at all these days, unfortunately. But if you're able to get them done, yeah, by all means, right? The reason why I suggested dragons, because at least dragons, I feel like there's a little bit more traffic in dragons in a way. The other difference between dragon raids, the 6 dragon raids versus Enites, is also that these dragons, if I recall correctly, do not have as much HP as Enites. For some reason, Enites just has way too much HP, super spongy. So it's just better off you actually just do your state dragons, and you get other materials that you probably won't be able to see on other raids as well. So like these particular specific dragon materials that you can only get from these state dragons. So they are pretty handy. Highly suggested to do the dragons. And then the last but not least is obviously these are the Omega/Magna II raids, guys. So all you need to do is just do like accordingly. So Shiva for fire, Europa for water, Alex or Brodia in Japanese for earth, and then you have Grimnir, Metatron, Avatar, right? All these 6 guys basically give you the associated animas. Omega is basically what we usually call the gold version, because as you can see, like there's a difference between the two. So let me go to my supplies, and then I'll just show you directly what I mean by that. So as you can see here, there's 2 different ones, right? They see like this one doesn't have like a gold one. So usually like what we tend to call these, we just call them the gold anima version of this setting. So it's just to make it like easier to label them in a way. So these are just the normal animas, right? So in order for you to get this, I think you remember, if I recall correctly, this requires you to have 10. So yeah, and some of the set elemental quartz. So yeah, you have these. You need to use these 10 of these in order for you to get one of that. So yeah, you need to exchange them in order for you to get them. If not, maybe you can luck shit more from like the other set raids. Like, well, I'll get to that later. But yeah, you can get a lot of them very, very easily. Unfortunately, Magna II is a little bit dead right now these days. So because everyone can skip, so hopefully you can get some of them done. Let's uncap them. All right, let's uncap this setting. All right, since I have the materials, thank God I actually have the materials on Lil Bro. All right, so let's uncap them. All right, bam. All right, so now if you want to uncap again, now it's a little bit problematic, okay? All right, so this is a little bit problematic because the stuff you see on the screen is going to be very, very like, oh my God, I see something shiny in there. So, okay, I'll just go through slowly. The first one, this is the most important one. In order for you to get this one is very, very I would say probably the hardest one to actually get through. But honestly, in 2024 these days, this thing is very, very easy to get. The reason why is because, well, we can leech them. I know leeching sucks, leeching is bad, but honestly speaking, leeching is really part of the whole progress in GBF. Trust me, it sucks, but what can you do when you have no friends? Unless you have like a crewmate that can help you, or if you're in my server, there's probably a lot of people that can help you with that as well, okay? But in order for you to get this, okay, is to put it simply, in order for you to get this, is actually very, very simple. All you need to do is the actual hard version of FAR, not FAR 0, okay? I clicked on the wrong screen. This is the hard version of FAR. So Dark Rapture, the hard version. So you have to go here. The hard version of Dark Rapture. So this guy, when you clear them, we will give you that associated element whenever you select your team when you go into the raid based on what element you choose. And you have to make sure that you pick the exact set element of your choice. So right now, in order for me to get this one, I want fire, right? So in other words, I need to set up a full party of fire, okay? Like an actual proper fire characters, okay? So like, let me go find my fire real quick. Where the heck is my fire team? Okay, yeah, there we go. We need a proper full fire team, okay? The reason why I say this, because we have some characters, well, maybe just a couple or so, that actually lets you change the said character element, okay? Take Lyria for a perfect example. The Lyria where you can recruit in the What Makes the Sky Blue event in the side story is her character, right? Her element is based on MC. So if you put her like in the party, it would not count. You really need like to have an actual fire, water, whatever element character in the said team in order for you to get that done, okay? It doesn't matter how many you choose. If you have like only MC alone or like other characters that like 1 or 2 characters only, that's still fine too. As long as the said party that you enter is only that element, okay? I just want to point out. And this also applies to Young Cat, if I recall correctly. Young Cat is also like based on MC. I might be wrong on this one. Hopefully I'm not. But yeah, so you just go into the raid with that said party, okay? Alright, so now I'm in the raid finder in the game where hopefully, we can try to get some of this done. So honestly, hard version of FAR is actually very, very easy to get it done these days, because a lot of people now is just mostly just full autoing, and not to mention they also nerfed FAR quite heavily as well to make it easier for newer players. Because there's one big thing that a lot of people seems to not realize, that whenever you enter the said raid, you will receive 30,000 plain damage, okay? So really all you need to do, if you really want to survive, all you need to do is to put that, if you're really not planning to do anything, or if you're planning to leech like I suggested earlier, right? All you really need to do is just put in the said weapons that you usually never really consider. The ones that gives you a lot of HP. I don't recall if I have them here or not. Let me see. Yes, so like this one for win, yeah, you just put in stuff like this. Just skill level 10. Yeah, just put them skill level 10. You don't even have to get it super maxed out or anything. Just put plenty of these. Just put double Tiamat or Colossus, any double Magna summon. You're just gonna have a lot of HP. Just put them so you do not die. Okay? It's very, very simple. Because you're not really essentially doing anything. You have to keep in mind, you're leeching, you're not supposed to do anything. You're not expected to kill the said boss. You're not supposed to do anything. So what you can at least do is that you don't really need to, make it harder for the said host or whoever that is really like supposedly full autoing or soloing it. Like, you don't make their lives harder than it already is. Because I know it's already nerfed, because when your character dies in the a specific phase of FAR, you only have like 18 stacks now, if I recall correctly. It used to be like 6, but they increased it to all the way to 18 stacks. So in other words, the moment that stacks disappear based on how many characters in the entire raid dies, the raid will just game over. They will just stop the raid right there. Because Fa will just do the end to you and your entire party gets wiped out. So you really do not want to be in that position. So yeah, just put your entire party or your entire grid just full of HP. Just increase your character's HP and then you just go to trial just to check it out and see whether you can survive it or not. And then if you can, that's good. At least you're not doing anything like bad for the said host or whatnot. Okay, so the other thing what you want to do if you're really joining, make sure you press a button, not an orange button, like with the orange button where you press the attack button on the screen. So like let me just show, and you know what, yeah, see, so this one is about to die, so I'm not sure is it gonna succeed or not. I'm just going to select this. Okay, I'm just gonna double refresh. Make sure you press a button, okay? Make sure you press a button, like just this button here. Do not press this attack. There's a high chance you might die, so try to not press the attack button, okay? I'm just giving you like a fair warning. Hopefully you don't press that button because there's a really small chance that you might die. Oh, see, so easy. I just cleared it. And then bam, I got my free clear. See? Not hard, right? Because like I said before, right, there is a lot of raids for Fa are in that position where it has only like 5 HP, like even like this, right? So if oh no, sadly I can't go in there. See, like I'm not even like editing anything for this one. This is live right now for me. And it's like, you see, there's so many of these right now. Same goes for like if you're in my Discord server as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen every now and then, like some of the members actually just share their said raid to the what you call that, the server, and then you can just join in and just press a skill or a summon, and then wait, I don't think you can press a summon. Just press a skill and just call it a day. You guys just leave it like that, and then you just get it. Okay. It's just that simple. Thankfully, Zeus is not happy with that. Alright, so another thing I probably want to point out, in order for you to get into this raid as well, for some reason I didn't mention this in the beginning, make sure you're rank 170, minimum 170, and obviously you need to clear the normal version as well, if I recall correctly. Yeah, so make sure you clear this as well, okay? Alright, so we are now back here. Alright, so now we are back here. Hopefully that's a little bit hopefully that's not too confusing for you in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so the second one, we have Tears of Apocalypse. So this one is literally the same for hard Far. You can only get this set material in the hard version of Far. So like the said thing I was saying earlier, if I recall correctly, if you're only you're leeching, you can if you're not getting any MVP or vice MVP chest, the raid chest basically, you can only get between 1 to 3. So yeah, you have to do that several times in order for you to get this done, okay? Yeah, that one's straightforward. Gold bar, I'm pretty sure you know how we get them. Gold bars, you just do the Akasha, host your Proto HL, host your Ultimate Baja HL, and then if you want to do Grand Order, yeah, that too, that also drops your gold bars. And then if there's so many ways to get them, but most of the time you only get them from that. So you can just get your gold bars from that. This one, this Primeval Horn is from Proto Baja HL, so as you can see here, Wings of Terror. And then this one comes from Akasha, Hollow Key comes from Akasha, this one here. And then this one comes from Ultimate Baja HL here, so this guy here. So it's very, very simple. And then this one comes from the Co-op Astaroth. So this one I probably have to get into a little bit. The reason why this one is a little bit annoying to get is because the only really like actual way for you to properly get this, to farm this, is from the co-op quest. And not a lot of people really realize there's actually a lot of co-op quests, because I think a lot of people tend to ignore these co-op missions here. But in order for you to get that, you need to get these. The last one, literally the last tier here, because there's a lot of tiers here. There's a final tier, and then Throes of Death. This is where you get it from, okay? You get Astaroth, the set Astaroth anima or whatever, from this particular mission. It can be a very, very annoyingly long raid to do. to actually do it. But if you really, because it's not really like, I think I'm not even sure if it's like really guaranteed or not, but like in order for you to get it, it's highly suggested to, when you create a room, right, you can actually buff the room up. And the reason why I say that is that you really want to get the this setting maxed out, because this gives you extra drop rate, so it kind of helps out in a way. And then if you get your journey drops and whatnot, probably it makes it even easier. That is your sure way to get it. But the other one you can probably try to get as well is also from your prestige shop, because if I recall correctly, this only got added recently under your pendants here. If you go to your shop, you go under pendants, you go under prestige pendants. If in here, you can just go slowly to the end here. Yeah, in page number 8 under items, yeah, you can see it here. Astaroth Anima, you can get up to 30 monthly, so it's not that bad. I mean, you can probably get 30 in like, yeah, this, you know, as you can see here, it costs like almost like 9,000 here. So it's okay. If you're too lazy to do that, I don't think it's a really bad idea to actually just grab it from here anyway, because I always suggest a lot of newer players, whenever you see, like, if your pendants, right, you're capped, you have a lot of pendants, you have no idea what to get, don't worry, just grab the ones that you really need at that given moment. There's really no downside to them. You just grab them, whichever. But usually what we tend to grab is obviously these important ones, you know, these important ones first, like literally this moons. Obviously you always want your gold moons, and then on your prestige you also want to get, like, yeah, these rings and your awakening orbs. Can't really say no to them, right? But yeah, so you just grab whichever you need. But yeah, Astaroth Anima, you can actually grab them from this. There's no harm in that at all, and it's also okay to grab them. Okay, yeah, so hopefully you get to understand how you actually uncap this and get them to level 200, because the moment you get to level 200, that is when you actually are able to upgrade it even further. Okay, so I'm just gonna burn my gold bar just so I can show it to you guys. Bam! Wow, so cool. All right, I'm not really going, also one thing is for certain, I'm not going to mention any Transcendence part here, because a lot of times you always just want to get it to a bare minimum of level 200 for Opus to really get it super strong. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna upgrade it quickly. Yep, gonna upgrade it quickly. Boom, get it done. Yep, got the things unlocked. Yep, we got our things unlocked. Get our skill points. Bam. Yep, bam. Now it's all maxed out. Wow, look at that. We have level 200 Opus progress. So okay, we go to our weapon now. Now we get to see this too. It's locked. Oh, what do we do from here? Oh, it's actually very easy. In order for you to get this skill, you can also get it from like the freebies we get from the events already. But if you want to know, all you need to do is go to menu again, go onto your shop, you go click treasure trade, you click under power ups here. Okay, click power ups, you go click on this thing here. Let's just say the UI in this game is not really their greatest asset, but yeah, you just go to skill items, you go under pendulums or chains. Okay, these two basically makes it gives you that thing. But first, we're going to go pendulums first, because this is the more important one. So if you go pendulum, this is the second skill. This first one here, the alpha, beta, I don't actually recognize that. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Okay. So these ones allow you to get the second skill. Okay. So this is for a second skill. Let's go back here again. So second skill, this one. So how does that look like? Let me show you the completed one. Okay, so if you go back here, you can see here, so this has skill damage cap. So this is beta, right? So this is the one that is very common. And then there's the last one. So in order for you to get that, yeah, all you need to do is just grab more of these. So you need a lot of these to change. And do keep in mind is that every time when you change the skill, the previous one gets overwritten. So like the old one just gets deleted. So keep that in mind. So in order for you to keep consistently changing, you always need to farm this. So that's why in a way, this raid tends to not really be fully dead. because I'm pretty sure eventually people will still need to like eventually go back to this just so they can get more of these. So yeah, there's that. But in order for you to know which is which, it's very, very simple. You need to click the picture and then it tells you. So all this does, this first one, alpha, gives you attack cap. This one gives you skill cap. The third one gives you a CA cap. And then this is chain burst cap. Okay, so usually you want to just grab skill cap. It's like the standard if you haven't gotten skill cap yet. So do keep in mind that these particular caps, right, the CA cap, the skill cap, all these are shared between both Opus and Ultima weapons. By that, I mean that they do not stack, okay? So if I go to Big Brother here real quick, as you can see here, each of these Ultima weapons, as you see this set icon, so this is like auto cap, chain burst, you know, CA cap, skill cap. So all these are shared, okay? So in other words, they do not stack. So in other words, if say I'm using, let's say I'm using this right now. This is, I have Ultima Fist in my grid right now. I have auto cap. So in other words, if you put auto cap on your Opus, nothing is going to happen. So it's highly suggested that you always use a different one than your Opus, okay? Just a little extra note for you to know, okay? So yeah, keep in mind that it doesn't stack with Ultima at all, okay? So make sure you have a different one every time. And then the third skill, these ones, Pendulum of Strength, Zeal, Strife, Prosperity, all these are the third skill only, okay? This one are basically the newer ones, which I don't think you really require Transcendence to really equip them, but you need to clear Frost 0 for this, so I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really going to explain Transcendence stuff yet in this particular one. We are just only going to 200 first, okay? So these ones are your third skills. So each one of them are different. So this one, it gives you stamina, because this is big boost based on how high your HP is. We usually call this as stamina. And then this one is enmity. This one is multi-attack rate. And then this one is prosperity. So all these have their own specific bonuses whenever you Ogi. So each one of these keys will change your Opus function whenever you Ogi. So like prosperity will give you extra echo, so extra bonus elemental damage, so that's echo. And then here you have extra multi-attack. This one gives you elemental damage cut for all allies while in effect. And then this one gives you extra heal. So yeah, just keep them in mind. So the easiest one, if you really want the most simple one, if you haven't gotten anything yet, stamina is definitely one of the suggested ones. Stamina is easily one of your go-to, really. Okay. And then the other one I probably want to mention, like your other third skills, the other special third skills that a lot of people tend to ask is under chains. So chains, in order for you to get them, is by going against Belial. Belial is under the same tier as Hardfar. As you go to the raid list, you go under this one here. This, how many stars is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stars. Yeah, so Belial is under here. Yeah, I don't really have it. I don't have it right now on Little Bro, but yeah, Belial is in here. So in order for you to get them, it's just from Belial chains, okay? That's why we just call them Belial chains, because you only get them from that, okay? And some of these are very, very strong in its own way because you use them in particular setups. So one of the things that usually people tend to ask, I noticed in comments, is that how do I get so many buffs in my starting whatever without pressing anything? This is called the Chain of Temptation here. So as you can see, I think I also mentioned this in the beginning of the video. You get, at the start of battle, you get various buffs to all allies but you get 30% hit to max HP. So this is a big HP cut, alright? But you get Freya's buff. So as you can see on screen, the different types of limit break. So this is from 0 stars, this is from max limit break 3 stars, and then full limit break 4 stars. So all these buffs is what you get at the beginning. So usually for the said Chain of Temptation I was referring to earlier, you basically get from this one. You're getting this, including the Veil. You get the Dispel Cancels, because this too is technically new. I mean, Dispel Cancels new from the full limit break. Veil is from the max limit break. the rest of them is basically the same. So this is all the buffs you get from the start if you're using the said chain. Okay, so that is Chain of Temptation. So that one is really strong. The other ones that people tend to also kind of use, because you know, I'm sure you guys are a Ogi enjoyer, right? So the other thing that you can probably slot in if you're like a super Kango / Ogi enjoyer, Chain of Glorification is actually a not too bad chain to get as well, because this gives you extra big boost to CA specs and chain burst specs. So in other words, so you can oh so much stronger. Okay, so that's another good one. And then the other one that a lot of people also use when it comes to bursting you know, like Guild War or whatnot, is called Chain of Falsehood. The reason why this one is really strong is that you get this. You get extra echo, but you have 100% minus 100% charge bar gain. So in other words, you hardly get any meter. But if you use Opus as your main hand and you Ogi with it or use chain attack with it, you get double strike to all allies until the end of turn. So I'm sure you guys probably, the ones that just did the said light favorite Guild War that was just over not too long ago, this one is a very popular tech as well. If you do not have Light Excalibur, as you know, this is really helpful. You know, very strong. You know, you can just use this to burst down, etc. and stuff like that. You know, this one is really good for a lot of elements. So this one is also another very popular pick. Okay, so these are another set of chains, keys, whatever that you can set onto your Opus third skill. So let's go to your Opus. You can set it here. As you can see, I'm powered by chosen pendulum or chain here as well. So okay, this is the reason why I said this is very customizable. This thing is you usually switch the second and third skill all the time. The reason why is just because that you're switching always based on whatever setup that you're using. That's why it's very strong. That's why the set or Dark Opus weapons is I would 100% easily say is the most important, the strongest weapon in the game, because now you can transcend them as well. Okay, and yeah, you can, like, whatever you see, like all the homework in like, I don't know, like whatever raid you're looking for, every single grid will always require Opus, no matter what. Dark Opus is 100% mandatory in every single grid, every single element in the game. So that's why it's super important that you always want to like try to get this done, no matter what. Even though like you have like really crappy grid or whatnot, you always want to also try to get this done as fast as you can if you are already at, say, rank 170 bare minimum kind of thing. This is super important. Okay, so I know I've been rambling long enough, so hopefully you guys find this video helpful in any way, shape or form. I tried my best to go as thorough as I can in order for you to get this said weapon. I hope you are able to get your own Dark Opus on every single element and whatever you need. If you need any help or questions, you can always ask me on my chat whenever I'm streaming. Or you can also come to my Discord and ask in the newbie section. I'm sure a lot of the guys will help you there. If not, if they are rude to you anyway, like I said, just you can PM me directly and I'll deal with them, okay? But yeah, hopefully this video helped you in any way, shape or form. Thanks for watching. It'll be great if you leave a like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys whenever I decided to put a new video or whenever I decided to record something on stream. All right, see you guys. Peace.